Good afternoon, everybody. This is Carly with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. Welcome to the weekly weather briefing for the week of July 13th. Before we talk weather, I just wanted to let everybody know that the KFFC radar is down. The technicians were working on it all morning and have concluded that it's an issue that's going to have to be resolved over the course of a couple of days. So at this point, it looks like the radar is going to be down through early to possibly the middle of next week. But as a reference, the surrounding radar sites, for instance, Huntsville, Birmingham, JGX, and Warner Robins, those radars are still going to be available. Okay, now on to the weather. This is a look at the conditions as of 10 o'clock this morning. The top left is showing you the regional radar, and you can see all is clear across the state of Georgia. Most of the shower and thunderstorm activity is along the Gulf Coast and southern Florida. This coincides well with what we see on satellites, generally clear across a majority of the state, with a couple of clouds across western and northwest Georgia. Temperatures are muggy, in the low 80s already, with dew points in the 70s. We're going to have the typical summertime pattern in place over the next 7 days. This is going to mean highs are going to range from the upper 80s to the mid 90s for most locations, with the mountains being just a tad cooler in the mid to upper 80s. The humidity is going to stick around, and that's going to mean afternoon and evening scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now we're going to kind of break things down piece by piece. So first, taking a look at today and Friday. The pattern in place, we've got high pressure at both the surface and in the upper levels. This tends to suppress widespread thunderstorm activity. However, it's still going to be hot enough to where really anywhere we're going to see a couple showers and thunderstorms pop up in the afternoon and evening. But for today, we're thinking the highest concentration is going to be across far north Georgia. Now, as we get into Friday, still going to see a majority of the storms across North Georgia, but it may end up bleeding down into the western portion of the state as well. And I also want to draw your attention to that weak cold front across the Midwest. That's going to be gradually sinking southward towards our area as we get into the weekend. So by Saturday, that cold front's most likely going to reside somewhere across North Georgia. And then you can see on Sunday it's expected to stall, which is typical this time of year. So with this, we're expecting a higher concentration of showers and thunderstorms in the vicinity of that frontal boundary. So probably going to see more showers and thunderstorms on Saturday and Sunday than we did on Thursday and Friday. Temperatures both today and Friday are going to be hot. You can see a majority of the area is going to be in the lower to middle 90s, with the exception being the higher mountainous terrain where they're going to see mid to upper 80s. And with that being said, the heat index values are going to approach 105 degrees over portions of central Georgia through Friday. And it's going to remain hot and muggy through the entire weekend, so we've got high temperatures in the upper 80s to low to mid 90s across a majority of the state. And especially on Saturday, we could still see those heat index values approach 105 degrees across portions of central Georgia. So just take the necessary precautions if you have to be outside on any of those days for an extended period of time. This is the expected rainfall amounts over the next 24 hours. And for once, not showing too much across the state. Like I said before, it's possible that a thunderstorm can pop up anywhere today. So take this image with a grain of salt. But you can see that the highest concentration of rainfall, which is well under an inch, is progged across the northern portion of Georgia. So, as always, locally, heavier amounts are always going to be possible with afternoon thunderstorms in the summer. And we're really not expecting that much rainfall over the next 7 days. You can see that this chart shows that a majority of the state is going to see maybe an inch to possibly less than an inch of rainfall over the next 7 days. So this is just indicating that we're not really expecting a major system to roll through, but it's kind of hard to get into the finer details of things with the afternoon thunderstorm. So again, just take this with a grain of salt, but it's a good guidance for the next 7 days. And next we're going to take a quick peek at the severe weather outlook through Sunday. The Storm Prediction Center has placed the entire area in a general thunder outlook, which means we're not expecting too much severe weather. Like I had previously mentioned, a thunderstorm can pop up really anywhere across the state today, given the heat and the humidity. But we think that the best chances are going to be across far north Georgia, say north of an Atlanta to Athens line, roughly. And the biggest threats with any of these stronger thunderstorms today are going to be gusty winds, heavy rainfall, and frequent lightning. The outlook for Friday is really not any different from that of Thursday. So again, thunderstorms could pop up anywhere across the area, but we're still thinking that the highest concentration is going to be across northern and western Georgia on Friday. And similar to Thursday, the main threats are going to be gusty winds, frequent lightning, and heavy rainfall in the strongest storms. Now things change a little bit on Saturday. Remember, we've got that weak cold frontal boundary sinking south into North Georgia. So with a higher concentration of showers and thunderstorms Saturday afternoon and evening, there is a slightly higher risk that we could see a couple strong to severe thunderstorms. And the main threats with those are going to be wind gusts to 60 miles per hour, large hail up to the size of a quarter, frequent lightning, and heavy rainfall. No real notable severe weather threat through the middle portion of next week once we get through the weekend. But again, it's summertime, so we're still going to have those isolated to scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms, a few of which could be strong to severe. And now we're going to quickly glance at the tropics. And good news! Through at least the next 5 days, no tropical cyclone activity is expected. In summary, it's summer. It's Georgia. We're going to have afternoon and evening scattered showers and thunderstorms every day. And it's going to be hot and humid. So, as always, take the necessary precautions if you plan to be outside for an extended period of time. Luckily, the tropics are going to remain quiet. And please also keep in mind that the KFFC radar is going to be down through at least early next week.